welcome, Oliver.
Thanks for having me on, Chris.
Yeah, thanks for being here. So you live in Dubai, of course.
I do.
Like
Yeah,
many
I do.
others.
I'm a resident of Dubai now, so yeah.
Yeah. So you're successful in the online segment, aren't you?
So yeah, I do online health coaching. Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you start that business? Was it here or was it in the
No,
UK?
so I started it actually when I was in the UK about 8 years ago when I was at university.
Yeah.
So I was a broke student at the time and I needed to make some extra money. So,
so you thought, what can you do?
What can I do, right? And the one thing I had going for me is I hit the gym and people were asking me about fitness and diet plans. So I just built a website over summer when I was at university and then started selling some cheap fitness packages on there. And yeah, been doing it for the past 8 years now and it's grown. So yeah.
Okay, so how did you think about moving to Dubai? You were searching on YouTube about setting up something with tax-free, or what was the idea to come here?
Yeah, good question. So I had a few friends that were already out here. As you know, there's a lot of health and fitness coaches out here and other entrepreneurs. So I kind of asked them what they were doing. And then I found just a company out here that were doing it through a referral from a friend. And then I decided to make the move because I wasn't a huge fan of the UK and what had been going on there. And also I wanted the sun, the nice weather, the lifestyle, the high standard of living. And obviously there's some good tax benefits of being here as well. So it ticks a lot of boxes for me to want to come and move here as well. So yeah.
Okay, so you made this step because you had friends already having it. So you knew there was this system you could do that. You could set something online up. And then the reason is because of also having a different lifestyle, or is it the main reason just saving taxes? Because many people think people who open a business here or start something or move here say because they don't pay taxes.
Yeah.
But is that a reason?
Yes, I think some people have that perception. Yeah. I mean, for me, it was more around the standard of living, the lifestyle. My girlfriend's also from Russia as well. So for her to come to the UK was difficult because of everything that's going on. So it ticked a few boxes in that respect. And I think the tax was just the extra benefit there as well for me as well. So yeah.
Okay. But you've been here before that a few other times on holiday?
Yeah,
so
I've been here about 4 or 5 times before. Yeah.
Okay, so you knew the difference of being here on holiday, and then you had friends already established themselves here. So that's then you went with a company set up to start your business, to get the bank accounts.
Yep.
And then the online segment, you only do the online segment. Can you tell us a bit how have you built that up? Because you did it on UK and then you carried it on here. So you have like Stripe, you have your funnel, LinkedIn, X. So how do you market? How do you do it that you can have this enjoyment of living anywhere in the world? Yeah,
good question. So everything we do is online. So we do a lot of our marketing through social media, places like LinkedIn, a little bit of YouTube, Twitter, which is now X, and sometimes a little bit of Instagram, but not as much. And then we use Stripe over here as the payment processor. As you might know, there are sometimes some issues with Stripe that you can find. So we are exploring other options, but right now it's still pretty good. So that's mainly what we do. And then we have our website hosted online. We've got a team based sort of all around the world. So we've got people based in like the US, South America, the UK. So we've kind of got a remote team, which helps with this as well. The one downside is obviously the time zones and trying to work through all of that. But again, that's one of the only problems that you have. There are a lot of upsides to having an online business. So yeah. So you mentioned you have a partner on board, or no? So it's just me. I'm the owner and founder. Yeah, and then we have a team that works with us as well. Yeah.
So did you have that team before that you moved to Dubai, or has it been like you are growing from being in Dubai?
Good question. Yeah. So we did have a small team. There were a few people on the team when we moved to Dubai, but now things have grown more in the past 10 months since I've been here. So we've hired another couple of people to be on the team. So yeah.
Okay, and how big's your team?
Yeah. So the team it's about 5 to 6 people now that we've got. So we've obviously got myself. We've got a coach and then a part-time coach. So kind of like 2 coaches that manage the clients. We've got a setter or a SDR that kind of manages the appointments and getting people booked in. We then got kind of like a VA that basically helps with repurposing content, posting content, doing some admin stuff. And then we've got like a copywriter and a ghostwriter that writes the content, writes the emails, helps with like launches, landing pages, funnels, things like that.
Okay. And do you also sell that kind to other people if they want to set up the same system as you have, or have you paid someone to set that up?
So I haven't got anybody to kind of buy that from myself. I haven't sold that as a service.
Yeah.
But I did pay other people to kind of help set that up.
Okay, so they set it up, and then that's how you got. You knew the things, but you needed someone maybe to save time.
Exactly.
To set it up.
And it was maybe more skilled writing copywriting than myself.
Yeah.
I know how to do the basics, but
Yeah.
when someone's an expert, it's better to kind of outsource that part.
So it was worth it to pay something extra.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once you moved here, was it easy to set everything up with your license and visas and bank accounts, or do you feel any negative points?
No, it was really easy to actually do. So I think if you go through a company, you go through the right company, they make it really easy for you to do. There were kind of no issues. The only issue I did have was when I moved, it was during Ramadan. So there was a bit of a delay in the process just because there were days off with specific offices and things like that. Again, that's something you can't control. So that was the only issue that I had, was a slight delay.
Have you experienced somewhere else of living somewhere in other countries besides of the UK?
Yeah, so I've been to over 40 countries so far. So I was living in Lisbon for a little bit in Portugal, which is a nice place. Spent some time in Spain as well, which has been good. And I've traveled to sort of Southeast Asia, other parts of the Middle East, and a lot of Europe. I do like Portugal, I do like Spain, but it just doesn't beat Dubai, man. As we were saying before, there's so much about Dubai that, just doesn't compare to anywhere else.
But what makes it so special, because you have so many people, when I speak to people or we have comments on YouTube or Instagram, that they say there's other places. Dubai is just a desert. It's just because of tax-free. It's not the place to be. You have these haters every day. It doesn't matter where you have them. But if you've been to 40 countries and you could live anywhere, you have a business where you could be anywhere in the world, and anytime you want. So, but why still do you choose Dubai?
Great question. I think Dubai is a place that has everything, right? So you've got a great standard of living. You've got, safe streets, which is good. There's no like political BS that's going on like you'll see in, other parts of Europe and things like that. And you've got great weather year round. You couple that with the great taxes. Blue sky every day.
23 Celsius.
Which is great. And I think the other thing that I really like about it is it's a place where you have to really level up to be successful, right? You can move to Thailand, you can move to Bali, live on, $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, but you can live like a king there. Is that really going to push you to be the best that you are? Whereas you go here and even if you earn good money, you're always a small fish, right? Because someone's got way more than you. They're going to be more jacked than you. They've got more money. They're more successful. But that actually inspires you if you've got the right mindset to actually want to push yourself if you've got a small business. So for me, I like that idea of being the small fish in a big pond and wanting to really push myself so I can grow my business. And in other places in the world, you can get complacent, I think, especially if you're earning in US dollars and spending in, other currencies.
Absolutely right. That's a good answer. It's fact. I think that's what people don't see. They don't see the value of Dubai, and you push yourself. It's not like say always more expensive than other countries. It depends, of course, what you want.
Exactly.
Or if you're living somewhere, you can pay more rent of living in another country, of course. But like you say, you push yourself. You want to push yourself. So your free will here. You could be back in the UK. You could be in Philippines or in Bali or Thailand, and you can have a luxury life much cheaper and save more money for something. But is that the life?
Not for myself.
Not for yourself.
Not for myself, right? Yeah.
So for many others, of course. It depends. So that's why I think, as you mentioned, all the points that make it so special. That's also why I'm here in the end, because it pushes you. It just pushes you. You just have to do. You just. Just had one guest, Tobias, a German, and he's going out to the world island.
Oh, cool.
So he asked me if I wanted to come. I said, no, I have no time.
Yeah.
So other people would say, okay, straight away, I will jump on the boat with you. But you can't. You have to. You have responsibilities. You have deadlines. You have appointments. So you can't just lie on the beach all day.
Exactly. Yeah.
But the people think that when they come here on holiday, think it's easy. Actually, I want to have a job here.
Yeah. Well, there's two different types of Dubai, right? The great thing about it is you can create your own reality here, right? So if you want to go out and let's say you are here on holiday, you can go to all the brunches, you can go to all the parties, you can have fun. It's amazing. The beach clubs are great. But there's also the other side. If you're like, hey, I just want to focus on business and I want to be healthy, I want to go to the gym, I want to lock in and make a lot of money, you can do that because everything's so convenient, it's so easy, and you can create your own, environment here for success. And that's what I really like about it is if you live here, you can keep your expenses down. You can actually earn way more. You can save on taxes. There are so many upsides to it. Plus, you've got the convenience of healthy food being delivered to your house and great gyms. So Dubai really is that place where you can create whatever reality you want.
If you tell us some, if you mind telling some numbers about your business, like how much like revenue do you make, or what do you think you will expect in the next 2 or 3 years?
Yeah, it's a good question. So this year we're pushing to hit the 7-figure mark. So we're kind of close to that.
Revenue or profit?
Revenue, yeah. But because we're online, our margins are quite good.
Yeah.
So that's sort of like in US dollars. So yeah, it's grown quite well. It's just pushing to that 7-figure mark now, which is the goal. And just building the team out to make that happen.
And what's your, like, say, monthly budget you have, which you spend in Dubai? Do you have a such budget, or or how much do you spend at the moment?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, it varies, man, right? So again, if I have months like for my birthday where I had friends over and we were celebrating and I'm going out, that's quite high. But I did it 1 month where I kind of tracked what I spent. It was like less than 10,000 dirhams in a month that I spent.
Oh,
right?
It's not that. It's still a lot.
It's still a lot.
But it's like okay.
It's okay, right? Yeah.
That's
that was
food,
1 month.
lifestyle.
That was food. That was like going out like a couple of times a month.
Yeah.
That was, taking Ubers. And again, I was maybe eating out from
with your girlfriend together?
Yeah, with my girlfriend as well. Yeah. So I wasn't going crazy that month, but I wasn't obviously, staying in and locking myself away. Yeah. And that was less than 10,000 dirhams for the month, right? Which isn't too bad on like a spend for what it can be in Dubai if you're going out. So I probably could have cut that even less if I went to the supermarket more and went out less. So again,
that's without rent.
Without the rent, yeah. So that was just going out and just living life normally without any extravagant expenses or kind of cutting down too much. So there's definitely a way in which you can do Dubai in a way that's not that expensive.
Yeah, but that's like for many people, of course, that's 2,500 euro. That's a lot of money for just like living and spending. Of course, you work hard.
Yep.
You work hard, so you also enjoy a bit of your time.
Of course.
So that's what you choose. You could have been a student somewhere or work for a company.
Of course.
But you choose to come here also to have your own life. You are also you're an entrepreneur. You have goals. Mm-hmm. So everyone deserves that. Yep. Spending that. And there's no limits here. People spend, the first times I come here, I don't know how much, it's been crazy, a lot of money. But you experience stuff, yeah. You find new things. You think, wow, this is unbelievable. You live in that place and you pay that rent and this. You just see a different life, and then you want this life. You see where you come from, where you have a good life, but you see there's a better life.
Of course, yeah.
Like how do all these rich people, the billionaires especially, like how do they buy that yacht? How do they buy the villa?
Yeah.
Like how is it possible? So there's ways, and if it's a dream, you can
100%.
You can reach that.
Yeah, no, I agree. And when I look back at where I was in the UK, there was about 5-6 years ago, I was filling vending machines, right? Driving a truck around and filling vending machines.
That's a good business.
It's a good business, right? But I was like, I wasn't like owning it. I was the guy that was driving the van because I was broke and I didn't have any money. So I kind of know what it was like to like be, living like that normal life of, being paying like month to month, trying to make ends meet. So when you come out here, it changes your perspective on what's actually possible. And I think that's really great for people to experience sometimes.
Do you think anyone who wants to change their life to move out of their own country to another country, is it the only way to really elaborate as a person?
What do you mean by that?
If you're in the UK and if you want to change something in your own life and you're not happy and you want to grow as a person, it's the only way to move to another country? Yeah,
I believe so. I think so. You can move to maybe another city, but I think if you're stuck in your own city, wherever that is, you've obviously got that small town mentality that's always there, right? And there's that saying, right? You're never a prophet in your own town, which is true. There's kind of like that crabs in a bucket where people will maybe pull you down to their level because they don't want to see you do as well, right? If you've got big dreams. So I think one of the best things that you can do is obviously move out and experience something new, because that's where you grow. And I always say this to people, right, that sign up to my coaching and, that are not in shape. It's like, well, if you've done the same thing for the past 2 years and your body hasn't changed, if you continue with this, like the route's still going to be the same. You're going to be in the same position. So if you're living in the same country, doing the same thing, and your life's not changing and improving, there needs to be a change or a shift that's going to take you to that next level. So I think moving to a new country, setting up a business, if that is your dream, is a great thing to do. Yeah,
100%. Can you see yourself living here forever?
Great question. I've thought about it. So my kind of thoughts at the minute is to stay here for 5 years, just to see how things go for that period of time. So I do want to be here for a decent amount of time, at least on the short term. When I think about family and kids, I'm still not 100% on whether I'm going to have family and kids here yet.
Yeah.
But my mind might change. I've got friends here that got kids and a family out here, and they love the life that they have. And the schooling's great here. It's very family friendly. So I can see that. I just haven't made the decision quite yet on that.
But I think that's what many people, isn't it? Like when I came here 5 years ago, I had always a goal to go and live in America.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to get my E2 visa. I was setting things up to have the business plan, the investment, $50,000 US. I did all that stuff.
Yeah.
Tried to get the interview at the embassy and stuff. So, but then at the beginning, when I was talking to people here, like doctors in hospital in Palm Jumeirah, and I said, "How long have you been here?" And he said, like, I've been 13 years. And he said, you didn't plan to stay here. So a year went on and he extended it and then it could become 13 years. And I thought, crazy. I met a few people talking about this, and I see myself, because I wasn't planning to stay here longer. I was like, okay, I'm living here, doing something here. And then months go on, another month, and I think, oh, this is the place I'm going to live. Yep. You know, it's just develops. Like you come here on holiday a few times, and after 6 times or something, you live here. You know, there's so many people.
Yeah.
Because it's just something different here. It's just a different world, which you have to experience to know it, to feel it.
100%. Yeah. And I think you have to experience it because like I said, to live here and to go on holiday here are two different things, right? So if you stay out here for a month and have a normal routine like you would, and maybe work and not do all the crazy stuff, like see what that feels like to be in Dubai like that, because that's a very different experience from, you know, spending all your week at a beach club or, you know, going and doing all the tourist stuff. So yeah.
The people you meet, say in the gyms as you train in Trainers F, for example, in downtown, or if you go to the coffees, are they like all entrepreneurs? Are they like multimillionaires, or are they also like normal employees? What kind of people are they? Yeah,
so there's a mix, right? So in Dubai, you get a mix of people. You get, you know, people that are just working here, but you also get a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners just because of the environment here. So I actually meet a lot of entrepreneurs and other business owners, people in crypto, people running big companies and things like that here. So I find with Dubai, people are much more open to wanting to talk and like help each other out. I don't know if you experienced this, where maybe if you're in your hometown back in Europe or in the UK, people are kind of not as friendly, or they're kind of standoffish in regards to this stuff. They're kind of like, well, who's this guy? Whereas you go out here, people are like, hey man, great to meet you. Like, we should see if we can help each other out. Maybe I sign up to your business and we do business together. It's like this very collaborative environment. Whereas I find in other environments, it's not like that, which I think is a good thing about Dubai for sure.
Yeah, I think that's why. So the people who move, say, from the Western world, they're all people who want to change something, or they have money already, you know, like business people, business mindset, sole entrepreneurs, families who have already established a business and they have a lot of money, have properties. So these people you meet here in the end. So the other people who are stuck in the home country but want to make a change but can't make a change, or just say the average standard employee, you won't actually usually meet them here.
Exactly.
That's why it's different. I was just in Christmas in Germany, in Hamburg, my hometown. And a few days staying in a hotel, and service was so bad. Even I was going to the gym, I was going to Fitness First.
Okay.
I was training there a few days.
Yeah.
And didn't make any contact with anyone. Like it's like the people were like feeling like dead, you know? Like fuck hell, like where am I? This is where I thought I have to come back to Dubai, you know?
Yeah.
When you come here, you go to the 7 gym, it's like you meet so many people, you engage, there's so many like big business people, also like influencers, sportlers, which you probably see on Instagram as well. They have like 1, 2, 3 million. Yeah. Also from UK, there's some guys, you know. Yeah. So it's like you don't. Where do you get that?
Of course, yeah. You know? It's the concentration of like so many people in such a small place. Yeah. I think people forget that, and it's also the case that majority of Dubai is expats, right, that live here. So people may not be with their family or close friends, so they're actually actively trying to make new relationships. So again, that's another reason why people are so open as well.
Yeah, same like we just contacted you on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then we're just making a video podcast now, and who knows what will turn out from that,
of course, you know? Yeah.
So where can you do that?
Exactly.
It's not that easy, is it?
It's not that easy.
I can't memorize myself, because I had a marketing company in Germany as well. I never had the idea to do podcasts, but I wouldn't know if I could meet people or to interview them.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be possible in the end, like easy.
No.
In the end,
Yeah.
He is actually pretty easy. Everyone is open, like you mentioned.
Yep.
And that's the big difference.
100%. Yeah.
Your family is still in the UK, you say?
That's right. Yeah.
Friends and stuff. Mostly.
Yeah. So most of my friends are in the UK. I've had a few move out here already. I've got another friend actually that's planning on moving out next month. So he's going to be staying with me while he gets everything set up. So
what does he do?
So he does online business as well.
Yeah.
Marketing, agency work.
Yeah.
So kind of remote stuff as well.
But your family, have they been here, your parents?
Yeah, they have. So they came over for Christmas and New Year, which was great. So I got to show them around, and they've been to Dubai before.
Yeah.
But they love it here as well.
Yeah. But couldn't they move here?
They could potentially, yeah. So my mum's retiring. My sister will come out to visit. She lives in Amsterdam at the minute. So they're definitely going to come here to visit. They might move here. We'll see.
And your father, he's working?
He lives in Indonesia now, so he moved to Indonesia. So I'm half English, half Indonesian.
Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Very
but
cool.
he's going to be flying over here soon to come visit. So it's closer for him to come here than it is to go to the UK. So
so you could have lived, like you say, you could have been you could live in Indonesia if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to. Do you have a passport then, Indonesian passport?
Nah, English passport. But I think it's quite easy for me to get an Indonesian passport as well. I can get like a dual one, right? So yeah.
Also interesting country, yeah?
Yeah. Especially Bali. I mean, Bali's developed a lot over the past.
Well, we could be there.
Yeah. I've got a load of friends out there at the minute, actually. So, yeah.
So many, yeah?
Yeah.
I haven't been to Bali. I was planning every year I'm going to say I'm going to do it, but I never do it.
Yeah. I need to do it. I haven't been back since I was a kid, so I need to visit again. Yeah.
Probably, if we go there, maybe you'll stay there.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think so, actually. No, I think I'll stay in
Dubai. I think it's too relaxed, huh?
It is,
It's too cool. The vibe is too...
It'd be fun to go for like 3 weeks and like be really zen, do a little yoga, chill.
Looks crazy. Looks amazing there.
Looks great,
The food and the places, the gyms and the coffee places.
The gyms are sick, yeah.
Yeah. It's a really nice flair. What's your future goals here in Dubai? What are you planning to do with the online segment? Your videos? You think to do your own podcast? What business mindset do you have in the next couple of years?
Yeah, great question. So what I'm trying to build with obviously my company is like not just a social media page, but more of like a personal media company.
Yeah.
Where we kind of build things out, where we have kind of big pages and like teams helping run things. So like I mentioned to you before, video content is one of the big things that I'm going to be focusing on this year. So YouTube, short form videos, coming onto podcasts, being interviewed, things like that, and really scaling that up. I am going to be going over to America as well in June to do some speaking at conferences, which is going to be good.
You got invited, or how do you do?
So one of my clients, he's a CEO. He runs a big conference in the US, and he's like, "Hey man, do you want to come to my conference and do a speech about sort of the benefits of health for business performance, right? And the impact that has on the careers and work." So kind of lucky that we coached him. He's lost a load of weight. He's in great shape. And he's like, come to my conference because it's good to speak to people about this stuff, as well as the business side. So that's going to be a good experience to do that.
Where is that in USA?
That's going to be Nashville in Tennessee.
Okay, so you're going to combine it there, stay longer, or?
Yeah, that's the plan. So I've got other clients over in New York and other parts. So we're going to try and do some meetups and things like that. Maybe see if I can do another talk at some members clubs or conferences there as well. So that's quite exciting. Yeah.
Nice. And what else is in the planning?
So a lot of the in-person stuff as well we want to try and do. So these are like, you've probably seen these like retreats and masterminds that people do. And because we've got quite a big network now of entrepreneurs and executives, the network itself is quite valuable. Like people there are speaking with each other. They're very like-minded. So we're going to try and build some like 2-3 day retreats. It could be in Bali, it could be in the States, could even be in Dubai, where people meet up. They do like a healthy lifestyle retreat, but also there's a aspect of the networking and connecting with each other that they can have as well, which I think will be awesome. So just kind of bringing people together in the physical sense would be cool.
Amazing. Yeah. That turns out you have a client and he invites you for a speaking event.
I know. Yeah.
It's tremendous. And you contact, and then you will be there, and then you maybe make more clients. You're building your personal brand up more and
of
more,
course. Yeah.
So many opportunities, I think, but maybe you'll stay in USA for longer. Set up,
maybe,
relocate there.
I mean, the taxes aren't as good, so I don't know.
But it depends where you are. I think in Nashville, you can. Florida's also okay.
Yeah. I think if I moved up there, I'd move to Florida just because the weather's great, good taxes.
I haven't been to Florida, but I have the company LLC in Miami. But
Okay.
that was my plan to move there actually.
Oh,
Because
really?
it's some
Yeah.
combination of Dubai, isn't it? A bit.
I've heard that,
Yeah.
that Miami and Dubai have a lot of similarities.
Yeah. Just Dubai is another level. So a lot of people do move from Miami to Dubai. Yeah, must be a big difference of being in Miami compared to being in Dubai. Yeah, it's like it's similar. I think the same lifestyle.
Yep.
It's like we look at Dubai, it looks like Miami a bit.
Yeah.
From the kind, but I think it's just like Kite Beach, for example.
Yeah.
Has that flair.
It does, yeah.
I think Kite Beach in Dubai is more cleaner.
I think so, yeah. And a lot safer as well, right?
A lot safer.
I think that's the main difference with Miami and Dubai. It's like the similarities, you've got the high rises, you've got, the clubs, you've got the parties, you've got the nice restaurants, you've got the good weather, but then you don't have the safety, right? Of what you've got in Dubai and the peace of mind of, you leave your watch out, you leave your laptop on the, coffee table when you go to the bathroom, no one's going to steal it. Whereas I wouldn't have that same kind of confidence in America or in Miami, right?
Or especially in the UK, not.
Yeah, definitely not the UK, man.
In the UK. Have you bought any properties here in Dubai?
No, not yet. But that's probably the next thing on my list is to probably do that in the next couple of years. So yeah.
Anything you have in mind? Apartments, villas, townhouses or something?
Yeah, I'd love to buy a villa, I think. That would be awesome.
To live in or as an investment?
To basically rent out would be cool. Yeah, especially if you've got a family in there and things like that would be cool to rent maybe somewhere out from the centre, maybe Dubai Hills. I know that's a great area.
Yeah.
Somewhere with a bit more space, So, yeah.
So do you think the potential of the investment opportunities in the Dubai real estate market is very, very big? You know a lot of people who are investing?
Yeah, I know a lot of people who invest. I had a friend who, I think he bought a property back in sort of 2019, 2020, and it doubled in value just in like 4 years, which is pretty crazy. The marina, yeah.
So he bought it for how much?
I'm not sure how much he bought it for, but all I know that it doubled in price.
Yeah, so an apartment maybe?
Yeah, an apartment in marina. So I don't know how much they go for, but again, it's in a pretty nice spot, so I can imagine that was a good investment. Yeah,
we just did the previous podcast with Tobias in German. He also 4 years ago, he bought a property, and he made already 250,000 euro, and then with another one, he made also like these amounts, So people don't see that actually. No. Even me, when I come here 5 years ago in the beginning, because my friend he bought a few properties, and I saw that, and I had people telling me, Chris, do property. Let's start together. But I had my e-commerce business in Germany where we're so much involved, which I still have now, and I couldn't do anything as I wasn't open. I was like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I regret it? Maybe a bit, but there's always another time you can start it, which I'm doing now, the real estate company in the end, which we started 1 year ago. But if I had the chance, I would have bought property a few years back because it's not going to stop anyway. And then people who have not seen it or don't believe it, they will find out, and that's the thing. The profits you can make, it's mind-boggling sometimes. If you buy the right property and you keep it and you resell it, because it's only going up.
100%. And if you look around in Dubai now, even when we look out here, that you can see there's construction going on all of the time, and they're building, right? And that just shows, right? There's demand for people wanting to come here and buy properties. So the earlier that you can get in, the better, right?
The better.
Yeah.
100%. So you rent now?
I rent now.
Where do you rent?
So I rent in downtown, so close to Dubai Mall and DIFC, around there.
Okay. Emaar building?
Emaar building, yeah.
Yeah. So you have a 2-bedroom?
2-bedroom, yeah.
So you mind telling me how much you pay now?
Yeah, so I pay 200k AD a year.
200k AD. So you started renting that last year? So it's still the rent from last year?
Yeah, still the rent from last year. Yeah. So I'm probably actually going to renew, because my contract comes up in end of March. So I'm probably going to renew the place because I love it. It's a great location. So
50,000 euro
roughly a year.
A year you're having, plus the gas, the water, the Wi-Fi, for example. What building is that then?
Downtown Views.
Downtown Views, yeah. Okay, it's just by the mall. That's why you train us.
Yeah, train yourself. It's so close, man.
Yeah. Okay, it makes sense. The prices, But you started renting in last year in March, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so have you checked now the price? What you have to pay, or is he okay?
No, so I got a good relationship with my landlord. I did speak with him, and he's like, "Man, it's the same price, same amount of checks." He was cool. So I think for him,
4 checks.
4 checks he gave me. Yeah, so
that's not.
He's
bad.
very relaxed. Yeah,
that's very good.
So I know a lot of people are very strict here, right? It's like either 1 or 2.
You get more 4s because I'm renting now in Shuba. We're moving because our apartment got sold.
Oh, okay.
So every time I find an apartment, it gets sold, and they're also making a big profit when they're buying a property.
Okay, yeah.
So how as you know, so we had a 1-year contract, then it got sold. So then he extended 6 months. You have a 6 months period, you can extend it.
Yeah.
But then you have to decide if you want to stay or not. Leave. So we're going to leave because he raised the price by 35,000 dirham.
Okay,
which is like which is not like, it doesn't make sense. Being in an area Shuba where you can live in downtown area for then the same price.
Exactly.
You know, it doesn't make sense. So I know the market prices. I know where you can live. I know all the areas. I've been everywhere. I lived everywhere. So I source, as I'm an agent myself.
You've got more expertise than most people, right?
Yeah. If I find, like this office, it was called Shell 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
So I visited a lot of office spaces. So once I come here, there were 4 empty here. Yeah. Shell and Co. And this one I took then.
Okay.
So I'm like, I know how to find the right places and areas.
Of course.
Like there's an area, Jumeirah Gardens, for example, Satva. I don't know if you've been in that area.
Yeah.
That's an upcoming area. They have the Eden Hotel there, nice coffee. It's an upcoming area. People think that's like a bit lower quality.
Yeah.
But it's perfect actually area, you know,
nice.
because you're Jumeirah, you have a city walk, you have downtown.
Yeah.
You can walk
J1,
across.
it's close to J1 as well.
J1, and you can walk across. You have the Sheikh Zayed, or you have the metro.
Yeah.
You have the event hall there, you know. So it's there's areas where you still find some good deals of renting and buying as well.
Yeah.
Especially as you in downtown. I was also looking there.
Okay, yeah.
Because I thought, okay, it's also a good area. You can just walk into the mall. You got the cinema. You got the trainers F. You can park behind there. You know,
of course, yeah.
Or you walk across. So it's and you have there's 3-4 towers on there. You have the Rove Hotel there as well.
That's it. The Rove next door.
Yeah. When I came here, I stayed in the Rove. I stayed in Palm Jumeirah first. My friend. Then I moved to Rove for a few months because they had the marina.
Yeah.
They used to have a deal where
I was on that same deal at
same
the Rove.
deal. 6,
it was like
dirham.
it was about €1,000 a month or £1,000 a month.
Well, you would not get that anymore.
No. I remember when I came in 2020 during COVID.
Exactly.
It was that.
It was crazy,
exactly
the
that.
price.
It was 6,000, like about £1,000 a month. I was like, what? £1,000 for a month? I'm like, I booked a flight straight away. I'm like, let's do this.
We probably were there at the same time.
Yeah, we might have been, yeah.
I stayed actually half a year, I think, or something.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I extended all the time. But now, when you look now at the prices,
how much is it now?
I think it's double or even more now.
I can imagine.
But of course, 6,000 dirham of living there with the fully equipped apartment.
Yeah.
You know, like where do you get
serviced? It was great. Yeah.
You just need. What I did, I lived there, and then I ordered my healthy food.
Yep.
Or I went round the corner. I forget the place, the Indian place, Marina Pot. I think I was eating
Marina
there.
Pot,
I was in the evening.
Yeah,
convenient. So many freelancers there.
There was
people
loads.
love to connect with people there.
Definitely,
nice, and it's clean.
Very clean, and modern as well.
Yeah. But you see how the prices have gone up since the last couple of years, huh?
Yeah, that's the one thing they say, the Dubai inflation, right? Things do go up. Yeah,
they do, but you can still eat fairly cheap. You know the places where to go and the areas, huh? I
mean, I order on Kareem some days like a healthy bit of gym food, right? You know, good amount of protein. You know, if you're a gym bro, is what you would normally eat. It's like 20 dirhams, like 25 dirhams, like less than £5 for like a good lunch. It's like, well, if you're in the UK and you go to Tesco, you're going to spend, you know, £4 or £5 for a nice lunch. It's like, this is delivered to your door and it's probably healthier. So, you know, Dubai in itself can be cheaper than places that like in London and stuff. As well, if you go to the delis and places like Lulu and the supermarkets, like that food is so cheap.
It's good.
And it's good quality, right? As well.
Good. Yeah, you have eggs, you have the
salad,
chicken,
rice,
beef.
You know, So there are definitely ways to do Dubai where you can cut the costs down.
Yeah. You get Americano there for like say 10 dirham.
Cheap,
you know?
Yeah.
You get your croissant.
Yeah.
Even in Waitrose, for example.
Yeah, exactly.
So there are good places. Like it's the same in Germany. You go to eat. There's nowhere to go. You can't find anything healthy.
No.
And then you're also paying top-notch price in the end, you know?
You do, yeah. Even in the UK, you go for a coffee. When I was back in May, I was out with my mum. We went for a coffee and, just something small like a cake she wanted. And came to like £10-15 for like, a couple of coffees and a few cakes. I'm like, that's not cheap, for the UK, considering what you're getting for it.
Yeah.
You can probably get much better in Dubai for that price, if you go to the right place. So, yeah.
It's like, for example, speaking about, like, say, a massage. I don't know how often you go to the massage. You can go to good massage salon, say in GBR and Dubai Mall for, say, 400 to 500 dirham, which is, say, about 120 euro for 2 hours. But you can go to areas like Al Basha or Dera where you can go to a massage and you only pay for like 2 hours, say, 50 euro, for example,
That's right.
So that's why that area is like much cheaper and you're sometimes still getting good kind of quality.
100%. There's even a company that I use, a beauty salon that my friend and his girlfriend recommended me. They come to your apartment with the bed and they give you a massage and it's like 160, 170 dirhams, which is like 40, 50 euros.
Wow. For 1 hour? And then
for 1 hour, yeah.
Wow, that's very good.
And they come to your house to do it, which is incredible. So, and the massages are great, Thai. If you're like a gym person, you've got a lot of soreness, they give you a good massage, none of this soft stuff that, sometimes you get. So again, that's another example of getting a good value for money here.
Yeah. And you think about it, you as an entrepreneur, you're giving that person money as well.
Yeah.
You're saving a bit, but you're saving your time of traveling there.
Of course.
Parking there, the ticket you have to pay.
Exactly.
Like petrol.
Yeah.
And then you have this, like, these 2 hours spare for your business again.
100%. Yeah.
So
that's the one thing about Dubai is the efficiency of everything.
Yeah, the convenient, huh?
Yeah.
Of anything. Anytime you want.
Anytime. But the craziest thing as well is you can order like an iPhone and it gets delivered on the same day, from like noon, or you want a PlayStation for whatever reason. You can get that delivered to your house, which I think is crazy.
But how is it like when you go back to UK or some other country, this convenience now, it's like you have to plan beforehand, huh?
Yeah, you do. So I went to Europe in the summer with my girlfriend. We went to like France and Italy. And obviously, I love Europe, right? The parts of Italy are great. Yeah. But the Italian way of life versus maybe the Dubai way of life is completely different. It's so slow. And maybe some people like that, but there's like a lack of convenience of things that you can get and you can buy. Whereas in Dubai, that's not the case. Everything's so quick and efficient. That is great. And when I was when I was on holiday for like a month and going back to the UK for a little bit, I couldn't wait to get back to Dubai because I was like, I just want that efficiency and the convenience again,
Exactly. Yeah, it's like that, huh?
Yeah.
You want to go back, you see how it's lacking in other countries. You want this easiness, and in the end, it's like you're flying here.
Yeah.
When I was back, I was flying already. I was like, I was going everywhere and doing stuff and things like, it's just a different, look, waking up every day like a blue sky.
Incredible.
Like, where in the world... Okay, you have some days where it's cloudy sometimes, yeah?
Yeah.
But where in the world you have most of the days blue sky? I don't even know, even if you're in Florida, you wouldn't have that.
No.
You have a lot of rain.
Even in places like Bali, right? You have the rainy seasons, same in Thailand, you have the monsoons. So when you look at a place year-round great weather, Dubai is the only one. And people will always comment, but it's so hot in the summer. Like, I get it, right? It is a little bit hot, but everywhere is air-conditioned. There's always taxis that are available, and it's a small portion of the month or of the year, maybe 2.5 months where the weather's a bit unbearable or a bit uncomfortable, right? Whereas people will say this, but they're complaining in a place where it's 9-10 months of the year.
It's
really
hail.
bad.
Yeah.
There's always someone from like Stockport in the UK that's going, I'd never move to Dubai. The weather's terrible. I'm like, you're from Stockport, right? Where it's like rainy and gloomy 11 months of the year. Yeah. So I do think it's a bit of a hypocrisy with that. I think Dubai is much more year-round, better weather compared to Europe for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, I always want to live in a place with sunshine and blue sky. And when I came the first time here and living then in Palm Jumeirah, I was like, bloody hell, what a paradise. It's like I'm living my dream.
It is like a dream.
You're living your dream.
Yeah.
And of course, it's not for everyone, and everyone can't say they can make the change here or somewhere else.
Yep.
Maybe they're tied to the job or something. But besides that, I think anyone, if they want to, they can change something. It doesn't matter how much tied there's to a house, to the job, to the family. Mm-hmm. If you want, you can.
100%.
So it doesn't matter. So even as an entrepreneur, I gave up my company in Germany with my partner. I built something up and I just left it. I said, here, you can have it. So I just left everything for a new adventure.
Yeah.
So if you don't do that, you will never exceed or find something new in the world. You just stay and you will regret
100%.
it,
Yeah. And it all starts with the mindset shift, right? It's kind of like, if you don't think it's going to happen, and it won't, but if you have an open mind to something and you're optimistic about things, it can happen. And then it's just on you to go and make, that happen yourself and take the actions that are needed to do.
Yeah.
And that's one of the good things here is people are optimistic. They do have an abundance mindset. So they think things are possible. And to be around that all the time, that also impacts your own mentality of how you approach life. So yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Like the people even having doing these podcasts, we only started, I think it's now 25th episode. So maybe 3 months or 4 months, I remember. But still, it's like you enjoy it. It's interesting to meet people, to engage with people. And it's just amazing to connect with people. And even my business also, as in you're speaking to people around the globe.
Yeah.
Not just targeting on one country, for example.
Yeah.
People always say to me, why don't you just do Germany?
Yeah.
No, I want the world.
Yeah.
I want to open the world to everyone, everyone have the opportunity. I like speaking to people from different nationalities, finding out what's behind their background, why do they want to move, or what do they want to do, it's interesting. So
100%, yeah.
We have one life, one chance in life, and if we don't have the options, possibilities of like having a mentor maybe, and I never had a mentor in the end, like in the way to like say, push myself to move here or to do changes, and people also don't have that, or they don't know who to watch. Like they watch you on your Instagram and on YouTube, they want to change something,
Yep.
So how do they find you?
Of course.
Social media.
Exactly.
And then they thank you.
Yeah.
Because you changed their lives, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that like a nice feeling sometimes?
It feels great, man. Yeah. Like that's the thing is, a lot of the time we do things that are selfish, but also like sharing our journey or sharing what we're doing inspires other people to maybe do the same, right? Yeah. Especially if you do it in an authentic way and you kind of live true to who you are. People really buy into that stuff. So that's another reason to do stuff. It's not just for yourself. It's like prove to other people that they can do it as well. That's a huge thing.
Yeah. So with your business, as you're doing like an online business, you're paying at the moment still like 0% tax.
I think that because I know that there's a tax over a certain limit. The 9% has been just brought in, but I think that's from this year. Is that right?
Last year, but there's a small business relief. So even
that's if you're the one. Yeah, exactly. My accountant told me about that.
Even if you're making 3 million AED, it's still be 0%.
That's right. Yeah. So I've got that. He told me about the levy. So at the minute it's 0%. So that's good. Yeah.
Good. But that money you're using to grow your team,
of course.
For maybe your family, for investments.
100%.
So it's going somewhere.
Yeah, 100%. I spoke to my friend in the UK who's also an accountant, and he says, if you're a business owner in the UK, for every pound you get 40 cents back. 40 pence back.
Only 40 cents.
40 pence, right? So 60% when you factor in the corporation tax, the PAYE, capital gains, all of this stuff, income tax, you pay yourself over 50K a year. Like you're left with like 40 pence to the pound, right? Yeah. And you think, okay, well, what am I getting for that? You get unsafe streets, shit weather, terrible politics, right? A lack of convenience, a lack of unity, right? So I've got a friend in the UK who's an accountant, and he was basically saying if you're a business owner in the UK, you get like 40 pence on every pound that you earn once you factor in like corp tax, PAYE, capital gains, and then obviously the income tax that comes with it. But if you're paying a large amount of tax, you want something in return, right? Yeah. Whereas in the UK, like, what do you get for it? You get unsafe streets, you get people protesting, you get a lack of unity, shit weather. There's not very many benefits that make you feel safe and secure, and like you're getting value for the taxes you pay. Whereas you come to Dubai, there's hardly any taxes, and you've got all of the peace of mind of safety, unity, none of the rubbish kind of protests and stuff that you see going on. Yeah. So on top of that, you then have the money left over, which you can invest into building like stuff for your family, looking after your parents, looking after your future. Yeah. Instead of giving it to a government that doesn't look after the environment. So, there's a huge amount of benefits to being here.
100%. The corrupt governments in the countries.
Sending money for proxy wars and doing all this kind of stuff in Europe,
Exactly. 100%. 100%. That's why it's so bad. I've lived in I lived in Wales for I think 3 years. Went to school there, finished my school there.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
But yeah, well then I was happy, but go back to Germany again. Yeah, it's just the UK. It's just I don't know. I can only be there maybe 1 or 2 days.
Yeah.
It's like it's just too scraggy.
Yeah.
It's a mess. It's grey. Germany is bad now, but UK is even a level down. And
I know.
I think you can only live there. Well, my sense in the end, if you like footballers, for example, they have a good life. They don't see all the other stuff what's going on.
Of course.
Yeah. So they go to the training ground.
Yeah.
They have the big the Rolls Royce.
They live in Cheshire or somewhere nice.
Exactly.
Like that. They're not included with the rest of the bad
so
parts of society.
they can play that for like for 5 or 10 years.
Yeah.
That's why they're in the best league in the world.
Of course.
So they fly everywhere. So I think it's a different world which they live in. And if they have the chance or they retire, they probably also, most of them, I think, leave. Do they?
Will probably leave. Yeah. Well, they're all moving to Saudi now. You've probably seen all the footballers are moving to.
Yeah, well, Steven Gerrard, right? I think he left again, huh?
Has he? Oh, okay.
I think yesterday he's left again.
Yeah.
But they're all moving there. But they're all going, also returning back. Like Neymar, he's left now. He's going back to Brazil.
Yeah, I saw that. Santos, yeah.
So it's okay. It's because of the money, isn't it?
Of course,
people go there because of the money in the end.
Of course, yeah.
So, but wouldn't you do it if you get 100 million?
Yeah,
I would do it.
Yeah, of course. It's funny that John Duran, who's the Aston Villa player, just signed for Al Nassr, right?
Okay.
And it was announced on Twitter online, and everybody was getting so angry at John Duran. They're like, "You're so young, you've ruined your career."
How old is he? I don't know him.
So he plays for Aston Villa, but he's obviously quite up and coming, and he's obviously moved to Saudi, and all the football fans are really angry because they're saying that he's only chasing the money, and he's ruined his career. And I say to people, I was like, okay, let's say you work a job in the office and they're offering to pay you 4 times more.
Yeah.
Are you going to leave? Of course you are, because you're going to want to set up your family and do all that kind of stuff. But football fans get so fickle about this stuff that they forget, okay, well, why don't you just, if you love it so much and you love your job so much, don't move, don't get a pay rise, just stay where you are because you should be loyal to that job. That's the same as a footballer.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So it makes me smile when people say that.
Yeah, and maybe he doesn't have the ambition.
Maybe
or he does it and then he'll come back again.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's also fine in the end, isn't it? Yeah. So if you have the offer one time in the life,
of course,
and you never know, maybe he'll get injured.
Of course.
In playing for Aston Villa.
Yeah.
And then he can't play anymore. So
100%.
there's many things which can happen. Of course, the money goes to on the mind, doesn't it, for these footballers and how they live and stuff. But you still have say good footballers, but a lot of young generation. I think there's just the money is just it's just not normal in the end. They're like superstars, aren't they?
Exactly.
They're really superstars, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I think it's a small percentage. But of course, who would not do it for 1 or 2 years? You get so much money.
Exactly, yeah.
So you can use that money again for other things, for
100%.
something good.
To set up a business, to help people out.
100%.
Exactly.
So if someone offered me now 10 million or 50 million in Saudi, I'm going to come and open a company there. Or I want to partner with someone.
Exactly, yeah.
Or build something up.
Yeah.
I would do it.
Yeah.
So DM me. Why not? Yeah, thanks, Oliver, for coming. It was a really interesting interview about your life, setting things up here, about your journey. And we're going to also share your profile on the bio. So maybe you'll get some new clients from this. You know, something can happen for something, isn't it?
No, I appreciate that. Thank you for having me on, Chris. It's been really good.